Okay, everyone, let's start our lesson. For this evening, we are going to study or learn about the method. Yeah, the last meeting we have learned about direct method, and then also maybe you talk about GTM. Yeah, so before that you also learn about GTM. And for today, yeah, I'm going to tell you about audio lingual method. Yeah. So from the name, maybe we can identify, yeah, this is audio. If you see the audio, it means that all about listening, yeah. Like now, you are hearing my, or you are listening my sound, yeah, my voice. It means that you are learning about audio lingual method. Okay, so we are talking about all the audio lingual method for tonight, yeah. So here are the materials for our lesson today. Okay, I will tell you about what is ALM, yeah. So it is not almarhum, yeah. So this is audio lingual method. So let's know the definition about ALM and what are the goal and the principle and what are the advantages of this method. What are these advantages of this method, yeah. And then also how to apply this method in our classroom. Or if you were a teacher, so how do you apply this method in your classroom? Okay, coming for the first about timeline of teaching method. So in this picture, you can see that the grammar translation method, yeah, it started in 1900, yeah, and then you see the audio lingual method, yeah, audio lingualism in that picture, yeah. So the method it started since 1940, yeah, until around 1970 or maybe 1980. Yeah, so it's been long time. People use this method, yeah, this audiolingual method, and we are going to learn what is audiolingual method. Okay, I will tell you about this. Okay, what is ILM? Yeah, ILM stand for audio lingual method. Yeah, this is the method for foreign language teaching, which emphasize the teaching of listening and speaking before reading and writing. This method is combination between behavioral psychology and linguistic. So this is the description, yeah, maybe the illustration that you can see. People study about language comes from the listening, okay. So they don't study how to write, but they first will listen about people speaking. Let's say when you go to Bandung maybe, and then many people speak Sundanese in Bandung, and after that the first time, because you don't understand about Sundanese language, so you will listen about them to speak up in Sundanese, yeah. For example, when people say kumaha, and then you know about, oh, that is meaning bagaimana, yeah. And then it is the first time you know about that language. That's why in this audiolingual method, the emphasis of the teaching is listening and speaking. So you try your student to listen and to speak up, and you don't ask them to write or maybe to read, because it is impossible when they don't know how to read the words and then you ask them to read. For example, in English, because the word sometimes different from the what we call that, the phonic, the phonetic, yeah. For example, one, so we spell O-N-E, so they don't spell one, but they spell one, and they say it one, they pronounce it one. So when you say it one to the beginner, probably they will write W-A-N, so because they don't know how to write, yeah, but they listen first. So the most important thing they know one is Satu, ya. Satu is one, like that. That is the method. So in this method, this is the combination between behavioral psychology and linguistics. So the first is about the psychology about people learn language, and then also the linguistic itself. This method is also called army method. Why it is called army method? Because this method is appeared since the World War II. Yeah. So for the American army who had to learn language quickly and intensively. So this method long time ago used for American armies. Yeah. So they study and they use this language, this method to study in the World War II. Okay, structural linguistics view language as a system of structurally related element for the expression of meaning. So it means that in our language, the structural linguistic is not only one. So there are some elements that complete their language. Yeah. For example, the first is phonemes, morpheme, word, and the structure itself, and also the sentence types. If we learn about the sentence. The language teaching theoretician and methodologist is behavioral psychology, which is empirically based approach to study human behavior. It means behaviorism tries to explain how an external event or stimulus causes a change into the behavior of an individual or response without using concepts like mind or idea. I give another illustration. For example, a baby. When baby tries to speak up to their mother, so the first time they will say mom or ma, yeah, or pa, like that. So this is because they usually hear their mother or their father to say mama, papa, like that. And then this is the stimulus, and the baby give the response. So the baby didn't use the concept to think about what is ma, what is pa. So this is nothing without idea. So they just need the response. Okay, this is what we call behaviorism. What we call theories. Okay, yeah, that is audio lingual method. So I hope this short explanation is clear for you. Okay, let's go for the next. And what are the goals and the principle of audiolingual methods? Okay, the general goal of audiolingual method is to enable the target language communicatively. It means that we want to use language for the communication because students learn English or students learn the language by communicatively. Yeah, so they don't learn uh, like word by word, yeah, but they learn in context, yeah, so they learn communicatively. And beside that, there are two objects in audiolingual method, such as, yeah, the first is the short objective. This include the training in listening comprehension and an accurate pronunciation. Yeah, so it means that you want to know how good are they in listening your language, and then about their pronunciation itself. Yeah, because if they cannot listen you very clearly, so they will not be able to pronounce it clearly. That's the problem. Yeah, so the first short objective. The second objective, the ultimate goal is to develop students' abilities are same like what native speakers have, to use it automatically without stopping to think. It means that you are going to make your student fluent and also accurate, yeah, and also maybe clear to speak up. So they will automatically speak up when you say something, and they will understand. It means that they don't need to think about what they are going to say. Yeah, because like the first, yeah, the target language, yeah, is communicatively. Yeah, so without without stopping to think, they will able to speak up. Okay, that are the goal and the principle. Yeah, let's see for the principle. The main principle of audiolingual method is based on the following. Yeah, number one, foreign language learning is basically a process of mechanical habit formation. Yeah, the principle. So the people believe that when you study audiolingual method, yeah, So the process of learning foreign language, yeah, basically from your habit. If you have a good habit to speak up, so your English day by day, week by week, or month by one, it will be more fluently and better. Yeah, but if you don't speak up, yeah, you don't practice, like you don't have habit to speak up your English, yeah, so you don't have any fluently in speaking, for example, like that. Okay, number two, language skill are learned more effectively if the item to be learned in the target language are presented in a spoken form before they are seen in written form. Like I said in the first slide, yeah. So they are not uh, taught how to write, but they learn how to speak up. They learn how to pronounce. Yeah, if you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so they know this is how to say the numbers, but they don't learn how to write first. Yeah, so is it possible for them to learn about how to write the numbers? Yeah, it can be possible, but of course step by step. Yeah, let's say this is for children class. Yeah, but if you are a very beginner in language learning, so this is the target language are presented in spoken, so they know about the language first. So even they don't know how to write, but they know about how to say it. Yeah, so this is commonly happen in for example, seamen, yeah, or seafarers. So they learn a language from other people or from the native speaker. So they study language in their company or on their vessel, yeah, on their ship. So they learn language by their habit. So the fact that they know how to say it, but they don't know how to write it, that is the problem. Yeah, it's common, and this is because this audiolingual method. Yeah, so this audiolingual method, it's good for people speak up, but it's bad for them to know about the written language, yeah, or the word itself. Oral training is needed to provide the foundation for the development of other language skills. This one is oral training, where we say that oral, so means that we study for spoken. Yeah. So the spoken is needed to provide foundation for the development. It means that if you want to learn the language, yeah, especially English, yeah, or other language skill, so oral training is very needed. Yeah, it means that the foundation of learning other language or to develop the skill is by using oral language or oral training like this. Yeah. And number four, the approach of the teaching of grammar is essentially inductive rather than deductive. Yeah. If you use audiolingual method, so how to teach the grammar is inductive. Yeah, it means that the teacher give the role. Yeah, this is like teacher centered. Yeah, because teacher has a role in this method, so the student can follow the teacher's language or words. That is the approach of teaching grammar in this method. The meaning that the word of language have for the native speaker can be learned only in a linguistic and cultural context and not isolation. Yeah, it means that when we study language, yeah, especially language for the native speaker, it can be only learned in a linguistic and cultural context. Yeah, so they are not isolation and they are not having a cluster one by one. So they must be learned in context, in a sentence, in a short dialogue. Yeah, so it is better to use this audiolingual method to be applied in our classroom. Okay, and every method, of course, they have advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so what are the advantages of audiolingual methods? Yeah. Number one, learners be able speaking the target language communicatively. Like I said, when you use this audiolingual method, your student will be able to speak up, yeah, in the target language communicatively. It means that they don't say word by word for every word or every language, yeah, so they will be communicatively. Yeah. And number two, learners have no difficulties to understand the lesson as it is carried out in the mother tongue. It means that when you study using this audiolingual methods, learner have no difficulties to understand the lesson because the lesson is carried out in their mother tongue. Yeah, it means that they use a native speaker. Yeah, and they don't use their mother tongue. So it means audiolingual method we use as a target language to teach the student. Yeah, but the student also can understand about this lesson without like indirectly they learn about the language itself. Yeah, it means that without we tell about the lesson in the mother tongue, but they know about the language itself. Learners are able to give correct response directly. Yeah, it means that when we study about audiolingual, yeah, student or learners can give a response or correct response directly. And learners more concerned about the combination between behavioral psychology and linguistic. Yeah, it means that like I said, so they concern about the behavioral psychology and the linguistic because they learn about the language by audio. Yeah, so they don't learn translation or they don't learn the mother tongue itself. Yeah. Okay, and also there are some disadvantages, yeah, for audiolingual method, yeah. Speaking or any kind of spontaneous creative output was missing from the curriculum. Yeah, it means that, yeah, when we study audiolingual method, the speaking or any kind of spontaneous creative output was missing because sometimes the curriculum of the school maybe they use one target. For example, nowadays the curriculum is focused on reading, but if you use this method, so they will miss the reading text, yeah, but they will be able to speak up. So this is like how do we face the student in our classroom, yeah. And the second, student lack an active role in the classroom. It means that they are not really active actually, yeah, because what they will do based on the teacher's role, the teacher's model, the teacher's instruction. So when the teachers didn't give any instruction to say or to repeat the word, so they will not follow the teachers. And very little attention is paid to communication. Yeah, of course, the communication also is little. Yeah, because this method only to make them familiar about the English word itself. So they will be familiar because you often give a kind of sentence, and they will get familiar about that sentence. But they are not using this word or method to communicate yet. So maybe it must be mixed with other method to make them able to communicate. Yeah. And very little attention is paid to communication. It is the same, yeah. Sorry for typo. And process of learning only focus in speaking. Yeah, this is what I said. Yeah, listening and speaking only. Yeah, because they learn of audio and lingual. Okay, how to apply this method? Yeah. So the first, dialogue and drills form the basis of audiolingual classroom practice. Yeah, like dialogue. So you make a short dialogue or you can make drills. Drills mean you can change some dialogue and then you can try the student to repeat after you, and then after that they can also memorize the language. After a dialogue has been presented, the teacher selects specific grammar patterns that become the focus of the various kind of drills. A typical audiolingual class consists of, for example, this is the short description how to apply. Number one, student listen to a dialogue and repeat its line. For example, I make a short dialogue, For example, okay, I say, "Hi, how are you?" And then student say, "Hi, how are you?" And then I say, "I'm fine." And then student repeat, "I'm fine." Okay, so this one is the short dialogue about greetings, and the dialogue is adapted to the student interests through changing certain keyword or phrases. And then I change another word, again, "Hi, how are you?" "Hi, how are you?" "I'm very well." "I'm very well." It means that the student know how to answer "how are you" is not only by "I'm fine." They can say "I'm very well," "I'm good," "I'm not bad," "I'm in a good condition," and many more. And number three, certain key structure from the dialogue are selected and used as the basis for the patterns drill of different kind. And then I change from the word "are." For example, "How are you?" And then I change a mother. Okay, and then say, "How is your mother?" Okay, and then we will see, "How is your mother?" And then I say again, "Father, how is your father?" And then change again with the father. Okay, the student refer to their textbook and follow up reading, writing, or vocabulary activities based on the dialogue are introduced. It means that you can give the material, the question, As proficiency increase, student may write composition on given topic. Maybe if it is beginner, not composition, just like fill in the blanks, like that. Okay, you are going to see this video, Listen this video and then pay attention. How is the teacher teaching, with his student?
Listen. I ate tacos yesterday. Pizza. I ate pizza yesterday. I ate tacos yesterday. Pizza. I ate pizza yesterday. I ate tacos yesterday.
I ate tacos yesterday.
I ate tacos yesterday.
I ate tacos yesterday.
Pizza. Spaghetti.
I ate spaghetti.
Sandwich.
I ate sandwich yesterday.
Hamburgers.
I ate an hamburger yesterday.
Pozole.
I ate
Cookies.
I ate cookies yesterday.
Chocolate.
I ate chocolate yesterday.
Cake.
I ate cake yesterday.
Pizza.
I ate pizza.
I ate pizza yesterday.
I ate pizza yesterday.
I ate pizza yesterday.
I ate pizza yesterday.
Very good. Wow.
Okay, so how was the video? So I think you can see the video, and then the teachers tries to give the substitution drill, or the drilling, by giving the phrase and then change the object. I ate pizza yesterday, and then they change a hamburger. I ate hamburger yesterday, and then cookies. I ate cookies yesterday, and many more. So generally, the drills are conducted based upon the patterns present in the dialogue. And there are some kind of drill that you can use in audio lingual method. For example, repetition drill. The teachers utters a dialogue and asks the student to listen carefully. The student then try to replicate the dialogue as accurately and as quickly as possible. Number two, replacement drill. The teachers utters a dialogue, and the students try to repeat the dialogue by replacing a phrase or clause by one word. For instance, yeah. For example, I broke the flower phrase accidentally. I broke it accidentally. So it means that the teacher want the student know that the flower can be changed or can be replaced with the word it. Restatement drill, the teacher say a dialogue and then respond the student rephrase it. For example, tell me to slice the bread. Slice the bread. Yeah. For example, another example. Tell me what day is today. Today is Sunday. For example, like that. So that is restatement. Yeah, it means that you want the student understand about what you said. Okay. Expansion drill. The teacher says a dialogue and the student respond by adding a new word in a certain place in the sentence. For example, I get up early. Always. I always get up early. And then you can change. I get up early sometimes. I sometimes get up early. Something like that. Inflection drill. In such a drill, the student repeat the teacher's utterance by changing the form of a word. For example, yeah, I drafted the letter. I drafted the letters. Yeah, it means that you want to know that letter can be changed with the plural form. Chain drill. Such a drill features a conversation between the student in a circular sitting around the classroom. The teacher initiate the chain conversation by asking a particular student a question. The student respond and turn to the student next to him. Yeah. In this way, the student continue the conversation by asking and answering question to each other. Yeah, like making a circle and then everyone give given opportunity to say something. For example, make a circle. Okay, everybody make a circle. You start from student A. Hi, how are you? And then he said, I'm fine. And then he asked again, how are you, Alpha? And then Alpha said, I'm fine. And then Alpha said again, how are you, Nabila? I'm fine. And then many more. Yeah? So change drill. And depend on the context that the teacher's given. Next, transposition drill. This drill enables the student to be able to change the word order in a sentence when a new word is added. Yeah, I'm not going to come with you. Neither am I. Yeah, so the student know how to transposition. Yeah, like so do I. Yeah, like I'm too. Yeah, but this is maybe for higher level. Yeah, so don't give to the beginner because they will not understand. You say transposition because they don't learn about this grammar first. Yeah, and then transformation, the teacher says dialogue and ask student to change the form of the sentence. I mean that like positive, negative, or interrogative. Yeah, this is my car, and then you say interrogative, is this your car? Or is this my car? Yeah, negative, this is not my car, and then you say again to another word. Yeah. Dialogue completion drill. The teacher says an incomplete dialogue by erasing some word that the student learned earlier. Yeah. So you erase word by word. Yeah. I never seen such a scenery. Yeah. And then student, I have never seen such a beautiful scenery before. So the first you write completely, and after that you can erase. This is the step. Yeah. And then grammar games, the teacher sometimes creates an opportunity for the student to practice the newly learned grammatical material through different games. Yeah, the games help the student to practice grammar element in a context, although in limited scope. Yeah, like I said, you can change like to be, modals, auxiliary, yeah, and many more. Yeah, you can create a game for more those information. Maybe you can browse. Yeah, grammar game. What kind of game that's suitable for your class? Question and answer drill. In this drill, the teacher asks question and the student try to answer the teacher question very quickly. Like I said, yeah. So when I say, where were you yesterday? And then the student answer, I was at home, for example, like that. So the student want to know that the students respond quickly. Contrastive analysis, it is the comparison between the student native language and the target language. This drill enable the teacher to find out where the student will feel troubled by the interference from the target language. Yeah, it means that you combine the English word with Indonesian word. For example, I adalah teacher. Berarti adalah is or am or are. This is like that ya. So contrastive analysis between native language and the target language ya. And use of minimal pairs, the teacher familiarized the student with the pair of words which differ in only one sound. For example, alter, altar, pair and pairs ya. Spare and pair, yeah, team and time, yeah, like that. This is the teacher asks the student to find and different in meaning between the two words. Integration drill, the teacher said to spread sentence and the student then combine them into one sentence. I fed the dog was very hungry. I fed the dog which was very hungry. This is also for higher level. Single slot substitution drill, the teacher utters a dialogue and also say a word or phrase as a clue, yeah, not cue, yeah, clue, yeah. The student repeat the dialogue by using the clue in appropriate place, yeah. Multiple slot substitution drill, the teacher utters a dialogue and also provide more than one clue, yeah. The students repeat the clue and suitable places in the dialogue with necessary change. This is multiple slot, yeah, like you have more slot, yeah, for substitute. And restoration drills, then create a sentence from a sequence of spread word. For example, run away man, the man ran away, yeah. And from those all, commonly, usually teacher use substitution drill as the common drill, yeah. Like this one, yeah. Jolly is pretty, and then teacher says smart. Jolly is smart, and then he say teacher at school. Jolly is at school. Teacher, Jolly and her friend. Jolly and her friend are smart at school. So, if your students are able to change or to substitute the drill based on the teacher's instruction, it means that this audiolingual method is successfully applied in your classroom. Okay? So, I hope this simple explanation is clear for you. Yeah? And for more information or for more explanation, we can discuss on this below comment. Yeah, ask the question. Feel free to be an active student. Yeah, don't keep silent. And if you have finished listening this audio, I will give the PowerPoint too. Yeah, and then you are going to do the task after this. Yeah, I give you the task. Yeah, so after this video finish, ready for the task. Okay? Yeah, that's all for this explanation. It's been around 30, almost 35 minutes, yeah, I think. So you can start the task after this and giving the question from the below comment. Okay, see you for the task and don't forget, you can give question from me. Okay, see you.